wrestling was in TV. We had the show
Mhm.
in TV,
Right.
but like problems happened and it
Mhm.
didn't went forward. I think they did like 6 episodes and then it got cancelled. But it was never a big thing.
Mhm.
Football is the main sport.
That's the main, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Fair enough. And was you into other sports growing up as well? Like, was there any other sports that you enjoyed doing or playing, or was
yeah,
it? Is it?
yeah.
Yeah.
I used to play tennis when I was a kid. That was the first
Right.
sport I really played, and I went to do like championship tournaments and stuff like that.
Right.
That was really
Okay.
cool. And badminton, I think that's how you
Yeah.
pronounce it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was like the 2 sports I did as a kid.
Yeah.
That was pretty much it. I was into soccer, but I wasn't like the crazy guy. If Portugal played, I enjoy
Mhm.
watching.
You watched.
But when it was like the the Benficas and the Sportings of life, I just I never was like a fan of it mostly because I was grown with my when I was a kid I lived with my grandmother, so I was
Mhm.
raised by a woman, and my
Right.
mom, my grandmother, and my auntie. So
Mhm.
I do have a dad, but they split when I was a kid, so I never had like a parental figure,
Mhm.
like soccer and like working out and gym and all of those
Mhm.
stuff, like they will be more implemented by men than women back in the
Yeah.
day. Because I
Mhm.
didn't have that in my early days. I don't think
Mhm.
I graduated to it.
Mhm. Yeah. No, I get you. And obviously, like going forward, making debuts in the UK. How did all that come about to the point where you now are pretty much, stationed in the UK? How did that decision come around, and how did that come about for you?
It was realizing that we all have just one life, man, and we need to do the things that make us happy. Like I look at my family, and my family is great. I have a great family,
Mm-hmm.
but their mentality of like finish school, get a job, create a family, it was something that it didn't make sense for me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
why should I do that? Like, why? Like, give me a reason. And the reason was always like, because that's what we do. And I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want to do that, you know?
I've heard that before.
Yeah. So like, and as a kid, like growing up, like wrestling, I think everything in my life, like going out with my misfits, going to the gigs, going to the concerts, I just felt like alive. And
Mm-hmm.
wrestling really changed my life because
Mm-hmm.
I was a very shy boy, like a very, very, very shy kid. Like I couldn't talk to girls. Like in class, I was always the last one putting my hand in the air. I was just really shy. I never had
Mm-hmm.
like confidence or anything. Um, so wrestling, most specifically, like my last like 3 years of school, this was like 2011 to 2014.
Mm-hmm.
That's when like CM Punk did the best in the world's character.
Mm-hmm.
And when he did that, I was, oh man, like my life changed. My life changed because I saw this guy who didn't look like any of those guys. But
Mm-hmm.
since day one, since I saw him on ECW in 2006, I just like CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
For me, like wrestlers were like had like a good body. Didn't need to be massive, but like had a good body. Tattoos and long hair were my kind of wrestlers because
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be like that when I grew up,
Mm-hmm.
and I already am, as you can see. But like that's what I wanted to be when I grew up.
Yeah.
So man, when I always support Punk. Like I remember Punk doing the feud with Jeff Hardy about drugs, and Punk was a heel. Like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
no, Punk is the good guy. He's telling the truth. Like it
Yeah.
makes sense. Why do you want to
Mm-hmm.
take drugs? They're bad for you,
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't like hate him because everything he says for me makes sense. So when he did
Mm-hmm.
the best of the world, man, that changed my life. Like I went to school. I remember from 9th grade to 10th grade, I went to school. Man, I started diet during the summer. I was a bit chunky, so I started diet. I got leaner. 10th grade, the first day you go back to school, like you see your class, you don't know anyone. I had a girl talk to me, and I was just like, CM Punk, like the confidence of like
times have changed.
yeah, exactly. Like I started working out and like taking better care of myself and being able to speak out. Because when you're shy, it's very difficult to speak out. And wrestling, I saw these guys speaking out all the time. And sometimes you're gonna get punched in the face. That's fine. I don't care. At least they speak out and they take the pressure off their chest. And I started speaking out. If I didn't like someone, I said it. Like I got so like in school, man, like I got bullied when I was a kid, like because like really stupid things, but like I saw a bigger man, and if you're playing soccer, I wasn't afraid of like tackle him because that's the game. I got beat up, man. I got beat up badly. Like remember going to the bus like full of blood everywhere, but I was like, fuck it, you know, Punk took a beating, I can take a beating. So that was cool, man. That was so cool how wrestling influenced everything about me, you know, everything, yeah.
And obviously, obviously going, how have you found the UK wrestling scene since you've got here, in terms of networking and, you know, just that initial, I guess that initial reaction to sort of like working on the permanent circuit? Is that you as a performer, especially being from Portugal, has that been an easy transition, or have you had difficulties along the way?
It was really hard to move to another country because till I was like 20, I lived with my grandmother. So from 20 to 21, I have to move to a new country where everyone speaks a different language, and I have to become independent. Literally, this is what an independent wrestler does. It's very easy to be independent wrestler when you can live with your mom and your dad, and they pay your.
Hey, what's up, everybody? John Scott here, back with another podcast in the UK. It's certainly a beautiful day outside. It's nice weather for anybody across the pond. I know I get a lot of emails saying, why don't you get the nice weather? We do get the nice weather, but when we get it, we're not used to it in this country, quite frankly. We don't have AC units all over the place in homes like we do elsewhere. But I'm not going to complain in this time. But I'm really pleased to say, for the first time on my podcast, great guest to have on here, Wrestler Baltazar. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing very well. Thank you very much for having me.
Welcome.
Yeah, regarding the sun, you should be happy because this is like every day in Portugal. So maybe because I'm doing this interview with you today that you have the sun shining outside.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Yeah, you know, I forget. You know, you forget where people are from, and sometimes like this is nothing compared to what other countries have, and they're just used to it. You know what I mean? I think the English mentality, more or less the British, I would say, is with the weather. It's such a significant thing. It's either too hot or it's too cold, but no one's ever happy. You know, you probably worked that out by now. I would imagine.
Yeah. And the most weird thing is that you go out and you see there is sun and you put some shorts and you walk to the end of the road and then it's raining and you don't understand why.
Yeah, all in one day.
Yeah, exactly. You just need to get used to it. But I think you guys have been pretty lucky. Like these last 2 or 3 months, you guys are having like great weather. So
absolutely
awesome. But everyone needs to be home, so you cannot really enjoy it unless you have a garden.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, you've got to stay safe in this time. Now, obviously, the elephant in the room, we're living in pretty much lockdown situation. Obviously, things are coming back on bit by bit, and as long as everybody's sensible, then hopefully, touch wood, this will speed up the process a lot quicker. But for you yourself, I've asked all my guests this pretty much. How much has plans sort of gone out of the window? Did you have a lot of stuff pre-planned before this hit, and how has that affected you?
I was starting the year really well. I had like, if we count September last year, I started like going back to Europe again. I wrestled in Spain for Lucha Libre Barcelona. I wrestled for Atlas Wrestling in Paris, and in February I had a great week. For 10 days, I was in Germany. I debuted for German Wrestling Federation on Saturday. I spent a full week on the WXW Academy. And then I helped on a show on a Saturday, and on a Sunday I wrestled for them on their academy show. So things were going pretty well. Not just that, but like all the companies I've been working, I've been very pleased that there is a lot of companies where a lot of the promoters I work for have a great mind for the business, and they allow me to talk to them and change ideas and just create content that is different and unique. Like companies like EWE, DNA, DOA Wrestling. So those companies, like, they've been very good to me. And the things we had in mind going forward will be it would be great, but unfortunately, quarantine happened, and we have to bring a food back. But that's not like a problem to me. Like most people hate quarantine, I'm enjoying it a lot
Hmm.
because it's a big reset. I think it's a reset the world needs. It's a reset people need as well. Like motivation wise, and then like having plans and just like having time for you. You know, we live in a world where we are so dependent of others, and we have to do things for other people that sometimes we forget to do things for ourselves. And I think that's what quarantine was really good for. Um,
Mm.
and yeah, it affected me, but in a way, it was very positive as well. Like rebranding myself and knowing what I want to do with my wrestling career and knowing what I want to achieve. Uh, if we didn't have quarantine, I was just like living day by day. I probably didn't have time to think about it. But this like made me like sit down and think, and
Yeah.
yeah, that was it.
Yeah, it's a good time to reflect and almost audit yourself and like look at where you've come from, where you're at now, and where you want to get to. It's definitely a good time to do that. Now, I've got to ask. I mean, obviously you're from Portugal. Like, have you still got a lot of family there? And obviously, like communication, is everyone okay? And how has it been for you? I mean, like I presume that you're somebody that sort of travels about a lot anyway, with the wrestling stuff, like you said, in Europe. Are you okay with, like you said, like you seem like you're happy? I thought I'd be okay. You know what I mean? Like I've always been a loner by nature, but I have to say, I don't. I think technology is fantastic because you can just literally do what we're doing now, get on Skype, get on chat. But it's not quite the same as being in the presence of somebody, for me anyway. But I thought I'd be a lot better than I have been at it, but maybe that's just me at the moment. But have you got sort of any concerns and stuff like that for anybody else? Have you got a lot of family back in Portugal, or?
Yeah, all my family is in Portugal. The only
Right.
person
Okay.
the only person from Portugal who I hang and spend time with, it's a friend of mine who lives with me.
Right.
That's the only person.
Hmm.
I have zero family in the UK. So everyone is back home. Luckily, everyone is great. Like no one got the virus. Everyone is
Right.
at home.
Hmm.
Some of them are able to do their jobs from home, which is great.
Hmm.
And yeah, just like you said, like I'm a loner as well. I've been a loner since I was like 14, 15. I just never kind of fit in this role of like having to be with other people to be happy. Never
Hmm.
being dependent of others to be happy. And I found out really early in my life as a person and as a professional wrestler as well is that some sometimes you're gonna like things other people don't, and
Hmm.
there's no point of arguing with other people because if they don't like, it creates a conflict, and
Hmm.
you are free to like, you are free to do, and you are free to say whatever you want because it's your own life. And as
Yeah.
a kid, like I was very driven to like heavy metal music and like pro wrestling and horror movies, and the friends, let's say, that I had at the time, like they weren't into it. So
Hmm.
the only time I had to watch it, those kinds of things, or listen to that kind of music, was by myself. Till I
Hmm.
grow up, like from like 15, 17, 18, then I found out like I call it my group of misfits, where I just found out people that like the same things as me.
Hmm.
But for the most time, I wasn't a lonely person. I just enjoy my lonely time. I like to be
Yeah.
alone. That's who I am. That's my nature. Um, and you're right. Like social media, like it's weird, because like the one thing that I make sure I still do is I always call my family every week.